Now this is a video of a girls only club. Not girls night, a girls only club. It's cute. It's empty than a mug. Not a lot of people with drinks, but it is what it is. I'm looking in the comments. Something I've noticed over the years. Women so bad want for men to be jealous of them. I think the reason women want for men to be jealous of them because women are so jealous of men. They're not jealous of being a man, they're just jealous of the privileges that men have. Now let me put this into sports terms right quick. Let's look at LeBron James. He has a lot of God-given ability and talent, period. I won't hear nothing you niggas gotta say about that. 6'9", God gave him that. Muscles, God gave him that. Did he work hard and lift weights? Sure, but his muscles acquiesced to what he was doing. He got a different metabolism. God gave him that. What he doesn't have is the heart of a champion. Say somebody that's supposed to lose. The odds are against that person to win. And then that person wins against all odds. That's literally the story of Rocky. Rocky was not supposed to beat Apollo Creed. And then Rocky 2 comes about because Apollo Creed was like, yeah, I won the fight, but I didn't beat him. That's right. You didn't beat Rocky because Rocky had more heart than you. Now, what does all that mean? People will say you jealous of LeBron because he has money, he's a billionaire, because he's tall, because he's muscular. Maybe. If we didn't have this one thing that he lacks, which is heart, confidence, security in yourself, then maybe you'd have something. What does that have to do with women? Because women so much want for men to be jealous of them. Not all women. I'm never talking to the good women. We're on the prowl for you good women. Unfortunately, we know you already got taken off the market years a motherfucking ago. You ain't been single since you was like 16, 17 years old. We know that. No disrespect to you good women ever. You only single if your husband passed away. And I know us niggas, we not even giving you that long to mourn before we like, I'm here for you. I understand. I'm here for you. I'm just checking to see if you're okay. That's what men do to good women. We talk right, act right, walk right. In the presence of good women, don't believe me? Ask one, bitch ass nigga. I'm talking to these other women, these envious women. Them women so bad want for men to be jealous of them. That's a character flaw, lady, and that's why you dancing at the girls only club, in my opinion. But what the fuck do I know? I'm just a 50-year-old nigga who been married 16 years. I don't know shit.
True or false? All of the good men got played, so now all they do is work, chill, and ignore people.
False. That's not why you're single. Like, I met my wife when she was 22. Married her within 45 days of knowing her. You also met somebody when you was 22. He was feeling you, said what he had to say, but you wanted to go do other stuff. No doubt, that's not why you're single.
So the real issue here is your nice guy personality that you're talking about that doesn't attract black women. If you truly feel like being a nice guy repels black women, then you should be reevaluating whether or not it's for you to even date a black woman, because you don't want to be in an uphill battle with your potential wife the rest of your life. And then when you and your woman have children, they're gonna see basically her turn you into an abused sucker and not respect you and not respect themselves. They're going to go out into the world and perpetuate this same narrative over and over and over again. And you're contributing to that because you're knowingly choosing to stay with someone who is clearly abusive towards you if they cannot respect your authority. And then when they themselves choose to be submissive, they're treating you like you're the problem, like you're a tyrant, like you're trying to do something controlling to them. That's insane. Like, someone who does that needs therapy. That's not normal behavior. So if you don't understand that, that means you don't love yourself, respect yourself more. You should be knowing your worth. Don't let these people walk all over you. You know, I say this, I'm going to be talking about this later when I upload the video that I made about having standards. Women will never respect anyone who has no standards. And your black woman that you're with, if she truly loves you and she respects you, which she should, if you're gonna procreate and build a whole life with this person, she will respect you immensely when you start putting your foot down, when you don't let her just talk to you any old way she feels like, when you don't let her accuse you of doing something to her that you're not even doing. When you start to stand up for yourself and have standards, that woman is going to back down. She has no choice. We respond to dominance. And if you let us walk all over you, we will walk all over you. So don't let us walk all over you. You really don't have nothing to lose. If she can't handle it, then that's not the person that you need to end up with. Because nice guy or not, you still should be the leader of your household. You don't have to not be a nice guy to be the leader of your household. You just don't have to let your woman walk all over you. There's plenty of nice men who have figured out how to do this.
Okay, this next clip is going to be difficult to hear. It was difficult for me to sit through, but stay with me. There's something really, really great at the end.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't think that you asked this question in good faith. I think you asked this question to be a jackass, to try to make it seem like it's Black women's fault that we are the least likely demographic of women to get married in the United States. But you know what? We're just going to use this as another opportunity to have a teachable moment. Let's talk. Now, if you think that the reason that Black women are the least likely demographic of women to be married, that it's somehow our fault, that has something to do with us, baby, you are sadly mistaken. Let's just go ahead and start there. The reason that Black women are the least likely demographic of women to be married is quite obvious. There's several reasons, and they are all quite obvious. First and foremost is the fact that we outnumber our male counterparts, okay? Last time I checked, it's been some years, so please don't quote me directly on this, but I think it was like 88 men to 100 women. For every 100 women, there is only 88 men, which already means statistically, not all of us are going to get married based on those numbers. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so now that we know that there are not enough Black men to go around because your average Black woman is looking to date and to marry a Black man. So let's just go ahead and start there. Black women are typically not looking to date outside of their race, which is also part of the problem. We'll get to that in a second. But now that we know that, again, your average Black woman wants to date and marry a Black man, we now know that there's not enough of them to go around. That leads me to my second reason as to why we are struggling to be married, and it is this: racism, okay? Racism and mass incarceration rates. Based strictly on numbers, there's already not enough of them to go around as it is. You then go ahead and remove even more of them from that pool because of the fact that they are incarcerated. You got the school to prison pipeline. We could talk about that in a completely different video. We don't have time. Now, I just went ahead and talked about the school to prison pipeline. We're just going to go ahead and dive into the educational disparities between Black men and Black women. Black women are the most educated demographic of women in the United States, which means that we are also more educated than our Black male counterparts. If you didn't know, Black women make up about 64% or something like that of all bachelor's degrees. I think it's like 71 or 70 something of all master's degrees, 71% of all master's degrees. So again, because of the fact that we are the most educated demographic, period, in the United States, that also means that we are more educated than our counterparts. And if you think that education is not important when it comes to having a successful relationship, oh, you are crazy. Now, what I'm about to say might get me canceled, and to be quite frank, I don't give a fuck, because I wish more people would be real. If you are dating, you should also be considering dating within your intelligence bracket. Now, notice, I did not say education bracket, because I understand that not everybody has access to going to college. It's expensive. Some people have to go straight to work to help to take care of their families. But just because you are not formally educated, just because you don't have a bachelor's, doesn't mean that you're not intelligent, doesn't mean that you're not ambitious, and doesn't mean that you can't always be in the pursuit of knowledge, okay? You can go and get computer science certificates and then go on and work for a Microsoft, for a Google, for a Facebook if you really wanted to. It's about ambition. So I don't want y'all sliding in here trying to call me an elitist. But what I am saying is, if you think that you could have a successful relationship with someone who doesn't understand the basic words that you're using, because again, your average intelligence, your average reading level in the United States is 6th grade. Your average reading and comprehension skills are at 6th grade. And if you think that that's not going to be a problem, if you think that you have a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a postdoctoral degree, and you're dealing with somebody who, again, is not regularly in the pursuit of knowledge, and that won't show up later, delusion. Like, seriously, imagine. I see it all the time on this stupid ass app. You see people get into arguments with people who, again, have reading levels that don't rise above 6th grade. You say something like, oh, shoot, I don't know, elucidate me. And they think that you're insulting them. They think you're insulting them because they don't know what you're talking about. And if you guys are speaking two completely different languages, how do you think you're going to have a successful relationship? Education, being equally yoked, matched equally when it comes to education, or at least At least intelligence and the pursuit of knowledge is important. And there are disparities amongst black women and black men. Sadly, there are. I actually had this conversation with my little cousin. She's currently in school studying to be an aerospace engineer. She wants to go work for NASA. And I told her, I said, know this now, dating is going to be so much harder for you because of the field that you chose to go into and the amount of money that you are about to make. A lot of men are incredibly insecure because they have been conditioned to believe that they are head of house and therefore just because they have a penis that they should be making more money than you. So you show up as a black woman making more money than them, being more educated than them, speaking a language that they don't understand. Because listen, aerospace, I'm smart and I'm not aerospace smart. So imagine trying to keep a relationship with someone who's not even been to college and recognizing the fact that you are now going to have access to rooms that they can never enter. And even if they come with you, the only reason they were in there is because of you. And if you don't think that their insecurities are going to pop up and be projected all over you, you are sadly mistaken. You would have to find someone who is incredibly secure with themselves in order for that situation to work out. And the likelihood of that being a thing is unlikely. Which now leads me to my next point, finances. Finances. Because of the fact that black men are not as educated as black women, that means that they are not making as much money. And if they are not making as much money as you are as a black woman, oh, you best believe that you're going to feel that. Now, in the past, there were a lot of black women who are willing to work with a man, to build with a man. But we have since become hip to the fact that that's not the best idea and that you can't do that with everybody. I just saw a video earlier today of a black woman who was going back and forth with her man. She went ahead and she got her degree. She went ahead and went to college, got her degree, and was helping pay to help him get his GED for years, and he just refused to do it. It was a bad investment on her part. A lot of black women have seen their mothers, their sisters, their cousins, their aunts do that and have realized it's a bad investment. So they're not doing it anymore. Tyler Perry was getting on here saying, well, if he can only afford to pay the light bill, but if he loves you, I pray that kind of love, that kind of struggle love never finds me. Never finds me. Because here's the thing. We're adults. We're adults, and you should be able to put a roof over your own head. You should be able to have your own mode of transportation to get to and from work. You should be able to contribute more to this relationship than a light bill. We don't tell any other demographic of women to accept that. Other cultures of women would laugh at that. If they're men, Hispanic men, Arab men, Indian men, Africans, if their men can't pay, they don't get married. The only demographic of people who do this shit is African American people. So let's go ahead and recap, shall we? There's not enough of them to go around. The ones that are around, a lot of them are incarcerated. And then if they are not incarcerated, the education gap and the financial gap between black men and black women is large, and black women have decided that they don't want to settle for that anymore. That they would rather be alone than to struggle, than to make concessions when they worked really hard to build a life to be proud of. If they can't find someone who's going to match the energy that they've put into their life, they're not doing it. We are not doing it. So to sit on here, to sit up here and try to make it seem as if black women are the reason that black women are not married. No. It's because there's not enough black men to go around, and the ones that are around aren't rising to the occasion. And black women are just okay with that. Now, I can only speak for myself, but at this point, I'm realizing that, marriage is not an accomplishment. It's just something that people do and that most people suck at, and it's very expensive to get out of in the event that it doesn't work out. So I'm cool with being alone until I find someone who matches my fly. And in the event that they don't, in the event that I don't, that's okay, because I'm single. I'm not lonely.
If you're still here with me, congratulations, because that was difficult to hear. Very triggering and insulting to a degree. And I'm speaking for myself. The one thing she left out and I'm not saying those things aren't true, is that these guys are married. You ran into men who were in your field, who were educated, who had money. They was already married. They had already been married for several years. It's always interesting and laughable when women complain like this and they conveniently leave that part out. So for those of you hearing this and being like, why he always talking about his wife? Because nigga, why these hoes always talking about how they don't got a nigga? Why they always talking about single like that's their boyfriend? That's their main squeeze. I'm so single. You goddamn right I'm talking about my wife, because it was difficult to stay with her. I had to bite my tongue. I had to be mature. I had to walk away just so I don't strangle her a whole bunch of times. That's not easy. Bro, it's easy to be alone and tackle this loneliness. Drink some wine, smoke some weed, pop some pills. You'll be all right. When it starts to go away, rinse and repeat. Really being a mature adult, that ain't as easy as us mature adults make it. And we're not always perfect at it. But that's a different video entirely.